This is weird. This is never a video that I thought I'd make, but I feel like I have to take the time to sit down with you and kind of explain what has probably been the biggest change in my life since the starting of Philly Sports Network. So to give you guys a brief history, I started this website 5 years ago, okay? So I was 19 years old in England, in my bedroom. This bedroom, you know, hasn't changed. Still Harry Potter's cupboard for now. And it was just myself covering all 5 Philadelphia sports teams. And the reason behind that was that I wanted to talk about the Eagles. I couldn't really just fly to America and do it. And there was never really an avenue here. So to me, it was a chance to take that passion and my main talent, which was journalism, and put them together into a big melting pot about Philadelphia sports. But I very rapidly learned that A, no one really cared what a 19-year-old British kid had to say, and B, covering 5 teams on a 5-hour time difference with everything else and other jobs was an absolute nightmare. So over time, I assembled the Avengers, and Philly Sports Network became something bigger than I could have ever imagined. We've got close to 30 writers working for us, some of the best guys and girls I've ever had the privilege to work with in my life, and the idea behind expanding was to bring a bunch of like-minded people together who want the same thing, who want to build for the long term, to build something different, something fresh, that's built on passion and not clickbait, that's going to bring you guys the analysis that matters and not stuff that's just out there for personal gain. And slowly as time went on and opportunities arose and we began to get accredited with the Flyers and with the Philadelphia Union, and I got to cover the NBA in London with the Sixers, that we began looking at other avenues where the Outside Insider podcast was born, and so were many others. And of course, this YouTube channel, which now has nearly 8,200 subscribers, which blows my mind. And this year especially, everything's kind of just blown up a little bit. And it's all starting to get a little bit scary now, because I didn't think it would ever get this far. It was just me grinding every day. And if anyone knows me personally, you'll know that this isn't something that I viewed as a hobby. It was always a dream to be able to do this full time, where I would be working Christmas Day, Boxing Day. After Christmas dinner, I remember 2 years ago, my mum had a go at me because I was writing an article at the dinner table after the dinner had finished. New Year's Eve, I'd missed going out on New Year's Eve 3 of the last 5 years. I think last year was the first night I'd actually been able to go out because of doing Eagles news or watching an Eagles game or something like that. Like, my social life fell to pieces, and with a second job as well, it just became this obsession that to one day this would be my full-time job. I'm still a little bit emotional about this right now, but I'm quitting my second job. I handed in my notice yesterday, so on Monday, which means in 2 weeks from today, from the 14th of April, I will be a full-time Eagles reporter, technically, or a full-time website owner, or podcaster, or analyst, or just high-pitched British kid that talks about Philadelphia. I think that's the role, isn't it? We're a high-pitched British kid that talks about Philadelphia sports. But that, honestly, it blows my mind. Like, I still can't comprehend how wild that is to me, because this is all I've known for 5 years, and to all of a sudden not have to get up, get an hour train to work, wait an hour, then work a 9 until 6, then wait an hour, then get a train home, then work on the website and doing videos and that sort of thing, then go to bed and do it all over again, to have a balance where my sole job is just giving you guys Eagles content. It's the most amazing feeling, and it would not be possible without any of you, okay? So first things first, a huge thank you to every single one of you. Whether you're subscribed to this channel, whether you're just watching this video now, whether you read our content at phillysportsnetwork.com, whether you follow us on Twitter or what have you, it wouldn't be possible without you. If you leave lovely comments, if you leave hateful ones, if you like me, if you despise me, you've kind of given us this platform, and everything we do, I promise, has always been for you. Whether it's a video, whether it's an article, an idea, a concept, whatever it is, it's always been made with giving you guys the best content possible in mind. That's always been our aim. It's always been about you guys, and to now be able to dedicate what I hope to be the rest of my life to that cause, to giving you guys the best, freshest, like most unique, most creative Eagles content that the bigger outlets are kind of afraid to take that plunge in, it's a blessing, you know. Like, I've worked so hard to get to this point, to now actually say, hey, I've got all this time now to dedicate just to Philly Sports Network. My promise to you is that we're just getting started. The content, the ideas, I guess the window of opportunity for us to really push our own limits has just been raised exponentially. And of course, none of it would be possible without our writers as well at Philly Sports Network. So to everyone that's ever written an article, that's been part of this massive, massive family that has just become so close through all the highs and lows. I mean, there have been days where I've ended up in tears for many reasons, where the site is broken, and obviously it's kind of on me to get that fixed. To get through all of that, and now we're here, like, at our own point, It's the unreal. So I think everyone is really excited for what we've got coming up. There's going to be a lot more content on this channel specifically about the Flyers, about the Sixers, about the Eagles. Like, we're going to do so much more. And the big thing for me is I can get to Philadelphia. I can actually fly out without having to book a week off work and come back. I can stay out there for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Let's max out that visa. And then we're going to do like so many fan meetups. You want to do live podcasts. You want to do documentaries. You want to do so many ideas that I can't spill. There is actually a document on my Mac, and I swear it is just spitball ideas and headlines. We got one of them out yesterday, which was Eagles Mythbusters. That's going to be something we're working on. That we've got opportunities now with teams like the Philadelphia Soul, where we're working very closely on some exciting things there. And for me personally, I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've always been at a disadvantage because I'm 5 hours behind. I'm relying on transcripts from interviews and stuff where writers are asking the questions, and that sets the tone for the content that I can then put out because I can't influence those responses. Whereas now, where it's full time and I can maybe go out to Philadelphia and I can make those things happen, it's game changing. Like, now that the bar has been raised, I'm not at a disadvantage. I can make my body clock on the Philadelphia time zone. I can push that much harder. And if I'm given an equal opportunity, I've just got so much belief in myself and the Philly Sports Network team that we can become the biggest, most passionate platform for Philadelphia sports fans. Whether it's a Twitter following, whether it's you guys on YouTube, we want this community to be the biggest on the internet. We don't care about clicks or numbers or money. It is literally just doing the best we can to give you guys the best content you can. So when you're at the water cooler, I think, or drinks or bars or wherever, that you've got that next level analysis, that you've seen the film rooms, that you've listened to the podcast, that you've seen all these cool stuff we're doing, and that can influence your talk, and it just enhances your relationship with the team. There is nothing worse than reading an article and it denting your love for that team, or going, oh man, that sucks, or why are they doing that, or why is there no context, why have I just been baited into clicking an article I didn't want to read? It's heartbreaking. And as a journalist, I get it more than anything. Like, I totally understand it. So our aim is to enrich your love for those teams, that you can click a website or click a video and come away from it feeling so much more happy or excited or just fired up about a certain player or a certain team or a certain aspect of it all. And that brings me on to my next point, where I've also taken up an opportunity with Paydirt Sports Law, who are a sports agency and lawyer firm, and this is a really exciting move for myself individually, because I can now understand a separate side of the business and how contracts work and negotiations and marketing, communications with teams and pro days and workouts, and just kind of helping to prepare those players for the jump into the NFL and giving them scout reports and content. Like, it's a lot of fun. I hope that myself and Stephen are going to build some really exciting things with Paydirt, and that's going to be something that lasts a long time. But it also means that I'm now full-time talking football for a living, and in 2 weeks I can walk out, come home, and my whole job is just Philly Sports Network and just working with Paydirt. And it means that money, instead of having to go on trains to work, I can invest in a little studio. I can get a proper camera and not a blue wall and not a Wentz jersey. We can get a Philly Sports Network studio. We can get proper equipment. We can give our writers laptops. We can invest back in our people and invest back in you, because you guys have made this all possible. We would not be here today without you. I would not be sat here ready to walk away from a retail job. I mean, I've had several of these over the last like 7 or 8 years to talk football without you. And I mean, like, I like to think that over the last few years, I've kind of shed that reputation of just being an outside British kid that doesn't know what he's talking about. Sure, there are hundreds of you that still comment "stick to soccer" on every other video, but I love it and I've embraced it, and that's part of who I am. Like, I am different to every other reporter. I do bring a different perspective. I am very awkward and sassy, and I would say funny. I feel like that's quite arrogant, so we won't go funny. We'll just say peculiar. None of this exists without you. Not a single part of it. The YouTube channel, the podcast, the website, like, none of it exists without all of your support. But as someone that just wakes up every morning, first thing I do is edit other people's articles. Second thing I do is check my emails. Then it's writing articles. Then I'll go to work. Then I'll come home and I'll work again. And it's a relentless strain, especially now with the YouTube channel, where trying to get 4 or 5 videos up a week on top of 4 or 5 articles a week, on top of looking after everyone else's articles and all the admin side of the website, on top of everything else, it's really hard when you've got a part-time job. And to walk away from that and just say, this is my enterprise, like, this is what I want to do, it wouldn't be possible if you guys didn't care what you had to say or didn't believe in us. Like, I believe in you as much as you believe in me, and this is our channel, this is our website, this is our journey, and I wouldn't be making this if I didn't believe that. I could have easily just gone into this and not said a word. And I hate this idea that people you look up to should be on pedestals, or you look up to them and they don't reply to you on Twitter, or they don't follow you, or whatever. Like, it should be mutual, because without you, there is no me. Like, there is no Philly Sports Network if you guys don't watch what I have to say or don't read. So I am so forever grateful, because you've helped make this dream come true. And it has been the toughest 5-year stretch imaginable. There's been a lot of mental health stuff that's come with it, a lot of personal stuff that's come with it, a lot of days I wanted to quit as a result of all of those things. And I probably would have if I didn't have that support, or I didn't have that extra why picking me up on a bad morning, or getting me out of bed when I really didn't have the mental energy to. And I'm very lucky in that I can take a lot of internal emotion, I guess, or how I'm feeling that day and the mental health side of it, and push that into a cathartic article, or give everything I've got into a video. So there'll be some videos where I'm like almost screaming, because for me it's a way of getting it all out, and I wouldn't have that release if it wasn't for this channel. I wouldn't have that platform if it wasn't for you guys. Like, you are the epicenter of everything. It is always for you. It always will be for you. Thank you so much for just giving a British kid and his idea and his dream just this chance. Just that you're going to listen to what I have to say, or that you're going to read what I have to say, or follow me on Twitter, or call me LJ, or whatever it is. None of this exists without any of you. And I will never ever take that for granted. I promise you that this is all going to be part of a really exciting plan. As far as what this means for the YouTube channel, it means more film rooms, it means more breakdowns, more interviews, more podcasts, more everything, and expanding into different teams. My left hand is going crazy. I don't know what I'm slapping, but I'm doing it anyway. It just means you guys get a much more complete experience. It means the website can get upgraded. It means we can invest in merchandise, in events, and that sort of thing. There will be so much more opportunity to actually walk away from a job where it was very secure. I'm not going to name the company. They're a very big company. It was stable, it was fun, it was happy. To walk away from that and I just never thought I'd be able to walk away from a job. I never thought in a million years that just talking about the Eagles would be my full-time gig. I've worked my ass off at it for 5 years. I mean, I've written, hold on, let me find out here. This will be fun. Let's play a game called How Many Articles Has Liam Written for Philly Sports Network in 5 years? All right, so you've got a nice window to guess here. Alright, I'm going to guess 2,500 at the start. 3,247. And to tell I'm not telling Porky, so I don't know if that's going to... Can you see that? Maybe? Hello. But that's a lot. If you work that out and divide that by 365 times 3 for 3 years. But that works out at like a lot of articles a year, okay? So this has been something I've been relentless in pursuing. Like, to think that nearly 250,000 people are viewing our work every month, I can't ever put that into how much that means to me, because I'm just a kid in England. Like, I mean, I'm 24 next week, or 24 on Saturday, and I've always had this saying where it takes 5 years to blow up overnight, and that's always been in the back of my head, where I haven't come this far to wave a white flag, or to quit now, or to stop what I'm doing, or to bend. There were times where I wanted to get a full-time job and put this on the back burner so I was more financially secure, not having to constantly lean on family members to help me out, because I just wasn't earning enough to get by. Their support through all of this, my friends' support through all of this, the PSN family support, like, to get to this point where I can finally say, do you know what, I did it. Like, everyone that's ever said a negative comment that is ever tried to put us down, whether that's about sticking to soccer, whether it's borderline racism because I'm British, whether it's a personal attack on the way I look, whether it's a personal attack on the way I sound, the way I do things, whatever, I'm here, I'm not going away. Philly Sports Network is just beginning. We're in year 5 now, I'm 24. I've got 6 more years until I'm 30 years old. Even then, we're still got a long way to go. Like, this, I promise you, is going to be huge. Like, we will not stop until the takeover is complete. And I'm not saying this as some sort of, like, underdog mentality, but we've been born with it. Like, I've had 5 years of being an underdog, of being on a time difference, of breaking stories, okay, some other random writer picking them up and then going out and then them getting all the credit on ESPN and them getting other stuff. Like, I've had that. I've been clearly disrespected. I've heard what people have said about me. I'm not ignoring it. I'm very aware, and I promise you, every single person is going to eat their words by the time that this website has fulfilled its course. And that course is being the most passionate fan base, the most enticing community where everyone wants to be a part of it, and the most all-in-one spot, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcasts, whether it's articles, to get your fix of Philadelphia sports. So, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping to give me this platform to dedicate what hopefully will be the rest of my life to Philly Sports Network, to giving you the platform, to giving you the content that I think you deserve. I cannot wait to start this journey. I never thought I'd be in this position, and I'm just excited to get to work, get it going. I mean, the second I get to Philadelphia, I want to meet as many of you as possible. There will be a Philly Sports Network fan meetup, and it won't be some BS where you've got to pay to come. Like, there might be a live podcast, but that will be for free in a pub, right? But I just want to come meet as many of you guys, like shake your hands and thank you for believing in me, because it is rare, and I think this relationship that we've got, like, again, it's our journey, we're on it together. And if I fly, we all fly, right? I think that's a new catchphrase. We can put that on a shirt or something. But that, to me, that's what we're all about here. And we value every single one of you as part of Philly Sports Network. So just thank you. From myself, Liam Jenkins, you can follow me at LiamJenkins21 at Philadelphia SM, where there will be so much more content in the years to come. And of course, from all of our writers, from everyone at Philly Sports Network who has given so much of their time, who have gone through some tremendous changes in their personal and their professional lives, who are also in this spot now where they can start being reimbursed. Just thank you for making this a reality. You have made Philly Sports Network what it is. If you didn't drive it in this direction, it wouldn't be here. Like, you are driving, you are building the platform that you want to see. We're just the passengers, and we're blessed enough to be able to be on that with you and help make it all what you want it to be. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart for kind of making a British kid's dream come true, because in 2 weeks' time, I'll have walked out my last ever day at a retail job, and my full-time role will just be talking about the Eagles, and that to me means everything. Absolutely everything. So thank you. I'll see you soon.